up and get the fuck out of here.
Hello, I started this gangster shit, and this the thanks I get. Hello, I started this gangster shit, and this the
Hey, welcome. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Thank you very much. My name is Ethan Van Sciver, 25-year veteran of the comic book industry. Is this good news or is this bad news? Henry Cavill is out as Superman amid Warner Brothers DC Universe shakeup. So this is an exclusive from The Hollywood Reporter. And, brand new, just came out. Even though we've heard some denials from his people, Henry Cavill's people are saying, oh, no, his cape is very much still in his closet. Well, not according to The Hollywood Reporter here. As you can see, look at this. This is an excellent visual representation of Superman's head being cut off. By the way, give him the spit curl back or GTFO. I'm tired of this. This is not Superman's haircut. Superman has a little flop of an S-shaped curl right here, and without it, he just doesn't look like Superman. I mean, nice try. I realize, I believe some copyright or trademark issues were responsible for them removing that. Can you imagine that? Like, yeah, you can do a version of Superman if you want, if you'd like to hold on to the trademark, but you can't do this, or this. You have to change the S. The trunks have to go, and then you can't have the spit curl. That spit curl is iconic. Remove that if you want to continue using Superman. And this is what I heard. I don't know how true that is, but it certainly does make sense, because I drew a cover for Superman, I don't know, about 5 years ago, and they digitally removed the spit curl. I insisted. I was stubborn on that spit curl. They said, nope, they digitally removed it. I always thought that was weird. But true fact, one of those facts that you only get here at Comic Artist Pro Secrets. These things are secret. Talks broke down for a cameo in Shazam due to scheduling conflicts, and now the door is closing on potential appearances for the actor. This is a shame, but DC is doing what it's trying to. They're trying to be Marvel. I mean, they're trying to follow the MCU's example. They're trying to establish these actors in iconic roles and then leave them there so that they can appear in all of these other movies the way Tony Stark does. I mean, look, Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. You can't replace him. So if you're going to do a Spider-Man movie and Iron Man is going to be in it, Tony Stark has to be played by Robert Downey Jr., and Robert Downey Jr. has to be down. He's got to be available to pick up the phone and be Iron Man at a moment's notice, or else the whole illusion gets broken. So we've got our friend Henry Cavill here giving him a hard time about scheduling conflicts, being Superman in Shazam. And by the way, Shazam looks like a fun movie. It looks great. I actually want to see Shazam. It looks funny. It looks like fun. It looks a lot like Jeff Johns' version of the character. I'm going to enjoy that. It's a shame that Henry Cavill can't prioritize his role as Superman to be in Shazam, even for what appears to be just a cameo. The DC Cinematic Universe appears to be losing its Man of Steel. He's replaceable. I mean, I hate to put it like that, but I didn't like any of the movies that he was in. Henry Cavill, who has played Superman in 3 films, is parting ways with Warner Brothers, sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. The British actor who first donned the blue suit for 2013's Man of Steel, depressing dirge, honestly. No fun. Not a good representation of the patience, kindness, and almost Christ-like humanity of a supernatural humanity. I mean, he's a good boy. Superman's supposed to be a good boy, of Superman. He wrapped a dude's tractor trailer around a telephone pole because he pissed him off at a bar. That shouldn't be Superman. Shouldn't be Superman to do that kind of damage to a person's life just out of personal spite. Not cool. Then he was in Batman v Superman, another dark and depressing movie. There's a very funny video on YouTube in which Batman, played by Ben Affleck, is beating the holy hell out of Henry Cavill's Superman, and they contrast, this version of the movie and this version of the characters against the original inspiring version of Superman, played by Christopher Reeve back in the 1970s and early 80s, by playing the John Williams Superman theme as Superman is being slammed into the walls. It is the end effect is hilarious and sad and sobering. All at the same time, you realize this isn't Superman. This isn't Superman. It's not working. And of course, last year's Justice League, which I think depressed the holy hell out of everyone involved, probably except for Gal Gadot. The movie was a creative train wreck, and thus it was a financial train wreck. Wonder Woman was great in it. Aquaman was all right. Cyborg was perfectly acceptable but boring. Superman was a travesty. Batman was weird. And the Flash was the worst. The worst character in the whole... I can't imagine who had the... How is that Barry Allen? That is no version of Barry Allen that I've ever seen before. Barry Allen is a police scientist. He's a very stoic and staid, dignified man. What was that? What was that clown show? Who decided that Barry Allen was a joke? It was ridiculous. It ruined the movie for me. I mean, his costume was dreadful. All of it was... It's just awful. It's just awful. Warner's had been trying to enlist Cavill, who most recently co-starred in Mission Impossible Fallout, for a Superman cameo in Shazam, which stars the great Zachary Levi. Nice guy. I really like Zachary Levi. And will bow April 5th, but contract talks between Cavill's WME reps and Warner's broke down, and the door is now closing on other potential Superman appearances. Damn, dude. Either be in this movie or you're done as Superman. I can't, I don't want to, I don't care. All right, you're done as Superman. That is, that's hardball right there. And it just kind of goes to show there's an attitude over there, I suppose, at Warner Brothers DCEU that just says, you know what, this isn't working anyway. It doesn't seem to be really working out. These movies are, for the most part, critical failures, and in some cases, they are box office failures. So maybe we need to take a long look at replacing everybody and starting over again. So the studio has shifted its focus to a Supergirl movie. That's a fine idea, which will be an origin story featuring a teen superheroine. Please, God. Make it good. This effectively removes an actor of Cavill's age from the storyline's equation, given that Superman, aka Kal-El, would be an infant, according to DC lore. All right, so furthermore, Warner's isn't likely to make a solo Superman film for at least several years. Wow. According to another source, Superman is like James Bond, and after a certain run, you have to look at new actors, the studio source says. So they're utterly defeated when it comes to Superman. This is just an utter defeat. As such, Cavill will join Ben Affleck. Ben's leaving too. He doesn't want to be Batman. I mean, the last two movies that they made together were so discouraging. They're so dark and depressing. They're not rewatchable, not in my opinion. And it's got to kind of feel bad. You had your chance to be Batman. You didn't get to be Christian Bale. You didn't get to be Michael Keaton. You barely even got to be, what's his name? Not Val Kilmer, the other guy, George Clooney. All right, so as such, Cavill will join Ben Affleck. He isn't expected to reprise his role for director Matt Reeves' forthcoming Batman standalone film. Yeah, he's on his way out. A hero on his way out, too. All right, so we're going to be looking for a new Batman. Isn't that interesting? While no decisions have been made regarding any upcoming Superman films, because they're not going to be making any for several years, apparently. We've always had great respect and a great relationship with Henry Cavill, and that remains unchanged. So that is that's fine. But still, they're playing hardball with him. So I wonder what's up. A Warner source says the Shazam deal fell apart because of scheduling conflicts, and that's backed up by the fact that Cavill recently signed on to star in the Netflix series The Witcher. However, another source says that the Witcher commitment came after the Warner's impasse, suggesting a change in Warner's strategy. All right. Yeah, this is important right here, this paragraph. There's a recognition that some parts of the previous movies didn't work. Yeah, that's a good thing. I think everyone recognizes that. They're very uncomfortable. That Justice League movie in particular was a very uncomfortable watch for me for many reasons. And not always, not the reasons that other people cited. I had no problem with the villain. The villain was fine, even though, honestly, we should have just gotten to Darkseid. We can, the DC movies kind of go back and forth, in my opinion, between trying to show too much at once and then just holding back too much in other cases. In the case of the failed Green Lantern movie, they tried to show too much all at once. They took it all the way to the parallax entity and then chickened out, showing what the parallax entity actually looks like. It was too much. And then at the end, they showed Sinestro turning yellow for no apparent reason. That was too much at once. They should have planned it out more carefully, spent an entire movie with Hal Jordan on Earth, fighting an Earth-based threat like Hector Hammond. That would have been fine. And then at the end of the movie, we take him to Oa and we see how big the Green Lantern Corps actually is. And that would be kind of a cliffhanger ending. And then we go to the next movie where it's the Green Lantern Corps, and we meet Tomar Ray, we meet Kilowog. That all would have been great. In the case of Justice League, they assumed, I think, that there would be a Justice League trilogy. You know, so they just started out. They wanted to save Darkseid until last. Darkseid really should have led the pack in terms of villains. He is the Darth Vader of Star Wars, or of the DCU, I should say. You know, he really should have been the villain in this movie for what it was. You know, for what it was, Darkseid should have been in the movie, and everybody would have loved to have seen him. There were pieces missing, apparently, things that were cut out that would have been fantastic to see in the movie, including hints that the Green Lantern Corps was coming. Apparently, there was a clip scene where Kilowog and Tomar Ray do show up outside of Bruce Wayne's mansion. Wow. Can you imagine the fan response to that, the fan reaction to that? There should have been more fan service. More fan service, believe it or not, in my opinion, it's exciting. It's exciting for fans. People do like that stuff. They want to see more little hints at things to come, more kind of clues, more representation of what the DCU is and could possibly be. The Flash was a disaster. For me, The Flash killed the entire movie. And I know other people don't agree. That's fine. I'm closest out of everyone on that screen. I'm the closest to the Flash because I worked on him, and I did. I got paid for the movie because I didn't know I created him, but I did. I think I created Barry Allen's father, and I created the Iron Heights prison. So both of those things appeared in some way in the movie. I felt really close to Barry Allen, and when I saw him on screen, I didn't recognize him. He didn't look like Barry Allen. He didn't behave like Barry Allen, and his suit was hideous and appalling. It just killed the movie for me. So yes, certain elements. That's my rant. Certain elements of the movies were not working. I don't know what it's going to take to bring the sunshine back to DC Comics. They need to have it. They need to remember that they are the company of the Super Friends. You know, they're also the company of Watchmen. That is true. They're the company of Dark Knight Returns. That's true as well. But that's not what people think of, I think, when they think about the DC universe at all. I mean, they think about smiles, happiness, optimism, hope, and friends. So more of that would be better. Sunnier, happier heroes. Dark, you can make the villains as dark and evil as you want. A nice conflict between dark and light will work every single time. So Affleck and Cavill are segueing out. Others who were seen together on screen in Justice League are carrying forward. So Gal Gadot, of course, do not lose Gal Gadot ever. Keep her on board. She's the only other person. Wonder Woman, what a terrifying bit of casting that is, to have to replace Linda Carter. Never replace Gal Gadot. You found it. You did just fine. Leave her there. Obviously, they're going to do that. She's going to make a lot of money. Gal Gadot's going to be a very rich woman. I hope so. So Wonder Woman 1984. Wow. November 2019. Jason Momoa, he's going to do Aquaman. That looks okay. I had my doubts about it, but after seeing the trailer, it looks like it might be all right. And look at this. Ezra Miller remains on board to star in a Flash movie, which is due. This will get canceled. Early 2019, due to shoot. No, Ezra, believe me, that's not going to happen. Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Tsujihara, chairman of Warner Brothers, Toby Emmerich, are looking to reinvigorate the studio's DC universe. It is still playing second fiddle to Marvel, at least in terms of movies, not in TV. We're doing great on TV. I mean, the DC universe, all of these characters that we love so much, Flash. Flash is he still feels like mine so much. It's like all of these characters, I've drawn them all, he's my guy. So Flash is doing great on TV, terrible in the movies, and then Arrow and all the other things. Everyone loves this stuff. So 6 years ago, when The Dark Knight Rises closed out, Christopher Nolan trilogy, and why couldn't we keep him? DC was the superhero team with Mojo, but so far, only Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman spinoff has lived up to the promise of the franchise. Obviously, worship Patty Jenkins. And why can't Patty Jenkins work on other movies other than just Wonder Woman? Put her in charge of Superman. She knows how to do that sunny optimism. She knows how to do superheroes. Put Patty Jenkins in charge of reinvigorating Superman. If she got this right, she'll get the other one right too. What Warner's hasn't done is wipe the slate clean in one fell swoop, something that is nigh impossible to do given the years of planning that goes into these films. Yeah, hats off to Kevin, Toby, blah, blah, blah. But he also took a shot at DC. Some of our franchises, in particular DC, well, we all think we can do better. I certainly do hope so. So, good. I have to say, I'm shedding no tears about getting rid of Henry Cavill as Superman. I think that his Superman was dreadful and terrifying, and that is not what I want from Superman. This is a man who finds it hard to smile as Superman for some reason. That's not good. That doesn't go over well with audiences. Audiences need to trust, believe in, love, and feel secure that when Superman shows up, he is going to fight for all of us and we're all going to be safe. That's an important feeling that Superman needs to instill in the audience. So bye-bye, Henry Cavill. Also, Ben Affleck, you were fine. You were better than everybody thought you were going to be. But you were still Ben Affleck as Batman, and it felt weird. So let's wipe the slate clean. Let's see if we can find 2 more males as good as Gal Gadot, kind of unknown, but appropriate for the roles. Let's get him his spit curl back, and let's try this again. There's no reason DC Comics can't be every bit as good as Marvel Comics, and of course DC Comics is still very much where my heart is. So I definitely wish them luck. Join the Fandom Menace and execute your own Order 66 with our incredible line of t-shirts, Soylo, a Soy Wars story, Tico, a Soy Wars story, and our brand new smoking hot Soy Wars Plan 9. Make a statement today. This is the only trilogy you'll ever need. The link is below in the description. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? Okay, cool. I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. Talk to you there. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the laughing man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.